There's that age-old problem that it's last call for alcohol, and we've got some fucking Frenchman that won't go home because he's not through drinking yet. Pretty standard. You want to get the guy out, and you don't want to be smashing his face and splattering people with blood because then you got to pay for the drive cleaning. So, first thing that you want to do is ask him, hey buddy, last call.
All right.
You get it? No, yeah. Drink up. You've had an hour. You got to leave now.
Yeah, I just got this.
Sorry, sir, but if you're going to stop drinking right now, then you're going to have to leave. Okay, you've had your chance. You consume that now. You're going to have to go. We don't want any trouble. Just come with us. And it's too funny. So we went from the Northern Canadian Skidoo bar, and now we're in a biker bar because I see a motorcycle behind him. Obviously, he's not a very tough biker because he's driving a Yamaha scooter. So now we're really intimidating him, tell him it's time to go home. Hey buddy, we gave you an hour to drink that up, and then we gotta go. Yeah. I gotta go home, we're locking the doors. Okay, so you're out of there. Let's go. Biker bar, take 2. Time to leave, guys. Hour for consumption's up, it's 3 o'clock, you've gotta leave now. It's the law. Time to go, all right, buddy? No, leave the beer alone. You're out of it. So basically, we have a wrist lock and then a lock. When you walk the guy out. You feed him to the police, you don't give him room to wait. You won't get laid for days. You call Peter with your breakfast and have a slap and get it up. So you get a scenario sometimes where the guy doesn't put his arms on the table. He's been turfed out of a bar at last call before, and you're not going to let you put an arm lock on him. He's going to suck him into his body and say, hey buddy, it's time to leave, all right?
No,
come on.
no,
what? No, you
got to
go.
stay.
So you go into the nose, maybe an ear, and you pick him up that way. Then you can go into him this way. He'll forget about his arm after that. You can walk him up the whole offer. Hey buddy, yeah, that's empty. It's time to go. Let's go, we're closing.
I want to stay more.
You're not staying. Come on, let's go. Okay, so once again, we have the scenario where a guy doesn't want to go home. He's just, I don't know, maybe he's got personal problems. Okay, so we're closed. It's time to leave. Okay. This bar beer is empty anyways. Let's call it a night. Let's go.
I want to wait for the wages.
No, she doesn't want to wait for you there. Okay, no, we're leaving.
I'll just wait for her. I just want to wait for her.
Okay, it's your last chance. Are you going or no?
I'll go with her. I'll just wait for her.
Let's see over here, we got a lock. I'm using his old shoulder, then I can go into arm lock, wrist lock, and walk. Pick up on an uncooperative guy, maybe doesn't give an arm that I can grab, he sucks him in because he's been thrown over a few bars before. I'm going to come under his nose because that, resist that, Carl. Yeah, it's just no one can. Okay, it doesn't matter what you weigh. You lift on the nose, the head comes up, then I grab under the chin, draw these pressure points, I lift him up by his jaw, and go right into a choking walk. Here, this is a great bar. You can never really get thrown out of this bar. I can give you another drink so we can throw you out of here. Okay. The guy doesn't want to leave. Pin his hand, move his drink, because that drink is a weapon. Okay? Go under his biceps, use that as a fulcrum to stand. And transition into a lock. You got to use your biceps. Hey, we didn't even break up
with the bottle in the dishwasher.
Yeah, the reason we have a Skidoo in our bar is the bottles never break when they fall. Okay, so we'll just do that one again. Okay, son, it's time to leave. Come on, let's go. That beer's empty. Grab the beer bottle. You broke the beer bottle! And this is what we're trying to avoid. Sometimes we use Kubotons with keys on the end of them so we don't lose the key. Cashiers, bartenders. So you get a belligerent drunk that won't leave, or you're on the other side of the bar from the belligerent drunk that won't leave. lay it on top of his thumb and pull it back to him. Give you a wrist lock. Also gives you pain just right like this. And he gets real cooperative that way. So we run into scenarios sometimes where the patron will grab a hold of a bar or the table he's sitting at and hold on to the furniture so you can't haul him out of there. Or sometimes you're taking him out and he gets a hand free and he grabs a door jamb, like in this case. Couple of options. Okay, one option is just to trap the hand and push him. That'll straighten out the limb, and now you can go into the beginning of an arm bar. Okay. If he's sitting down at a table and you want him to release, you stick the old weighty choke and grind it in there, and he releases. Once he does that, pick a finger up, and you're right into a lock now. So we could walk Carl out with a single finger lock like this. We'll talk about finger locks while we got the hand in front of the camera. You can grab Carl with one finger, and if I go this way, it's useless. If I turn it this way, it's great, but all he has to do is move his wrist around the proper way. Okay. So he's got a lock on me, I just turn my wrist. Now lock's no good. Okay. So if I grab him this way and start lifting him up, he just rolls the wrist over and I've lost the lock. So finger joints are great, but grab multiples. So I can pick him up this way, same thing, he can roll his wrist to get out of it. Okay. So what I do is I go 2 sets of fingers, and I go one this way, the other one I go up, and then I spread them apart. And you'll notice that reaction when I spread them apart. Be really gentle training this because you actually tear the skin flap between the fingers. But now if he rolls his wrist, go ahead, he walks into the other lock. No matter what direction he goes, he causes the other set of fingers to hurt. That gives me a little more control on him. Or I can just step in, control the elbow, and now I'm into a wrist lock, but I still have a finger lock. And it's not pleasant. Okay? From that, we can go into shoulder lock with finger lock to a takedown. Let's step back a bit. The thing about locks is don't shoot your wad in one game. Okay? Don't bet all your money on the first hand. Because if I go for this lock on Carl and he pops his elbow up, I've lost that lock. If that's all I've got on him, I've lost control of him. And once I enter with the man, I want to control him. I don't want to get into a fist fight with him. I want to lock him up and take him out of the building. So when I'm starting that lock, I also put the wrist lock on him. Okay? If I lose that elbow, then I'm going to go into a hammer lock, but back into the wrist lock. So even if you did a forward roll out of this, I've still got the wrist lock. And I could even go in wrist lock, finger lock, shoulder lock, throw. Okay? Or you can just pick them up. Up you go, buddy. And walk them out. Okay? But I'm using multiple locks on them. I'm not depending on this one. I've got 2 locks on them. I've actually got 3 because I've got the shoulder going on too. I got the neck locked out as well. Never depend on only one lock. So if I'm going for a lock on Carl, maybe a wrist lock, and he bends his elbow, I have to have something. So I have to be fluid and flowing from this joint to attacking this joint, to attacking this joint, to attacking these joints, to possibly attacking this neck joint. I can't just go, this is the game, I'm going to work on getting this elbow no matter what. He's got to bend, and I can't get it straight, and he's too strong, and I don't have position on him. I'm going to be in a world of shit. If he steps around behind me now, okay, I'm in trouble. Okay? So what I have to do is have fallback position in every lock I put on him. So if I'm going for a shoulder lock and he gets a bend on it, I go into a shoulder lock out of there. Maybe I'll grab a finger too. Now I've got a wrist, a finger, and a shoulder, and a neck. And I got a takedown out of it, but I still have control on it the whole time. Okay? Okay, buddy, up you get. And we'll go for a walk. Okay?